Here we are on practical number 10, okay, that is assembly and dismantling of surface condenser. So here we will not only just go through the surface condenser, but we will also have a jet condenser with us. So we will go one by one. Now as we know, okay, let us just go through the practical significance first. So surface condensers are preferred in large capacity power plants. They are suitable for large range of applications due to their inherent advantages. What is the inherent advantage? Here there is no direct contact between the cooling water and the steam to be condensed. Okay, that is the biggest advantage. And because of that, I can reuse the water that is coming out from the condenser back into the boiler as feed water. So that is the biggest advantage over here. In surface condensers, poor quality cooling water can be used. Okay, so here for the cooling of the steam, the cooling water used can be of any quality. It can be little dirty also, that is okay, because here we are not mixing the steam condensate and the cooling water. We are not mixing it. Therefore, little bit of dirty water is also okay. Okay. However, this occupies a little more space. The design will be little complicated. It will be little expensive. Okay, compared to a jet condenser. So we will come to jet condenser also at a later stage. Now, if you go through this condenser, if you see that there is an outer shell, there is a cut section over here. There is the outer shell, and inside there are these tubes. Okay, so here if you can come closer, so here see this is the steam in. Okay, there is a pipe here, and from which the steam enters into the this thing. Okay, and from this side we have the water inlet. Okay, the steam goes from this side. Okay, and basically it will pass through this tube and it will come back over here. So if you can see, this is like the double pass. So one pass is this, and the steam will again come here, and the water which is there here, okay, what will happen to the water is, water will go from this here inside, okay, and it will be circulated around this tube, okay, it will absorb heat from the steam and the water will come out. So water has only single pass, okay, water goes from here, it passes along the tubes, okay, on the outer periphery, absorb the heat from the steam and it is out. And steam, on the other hand, has double pass. Steam enters from here, goes here, gets returned over here, and from here I will get the condensate out. Okay, so these are the multiple water steam tubes. Water is outside the tube, and everything is enclosed within this. So this is also called as the shell type of heat condenser. This is a surface condenser where the cold water, okay, which is used for the cooling purpose, does not get mixed with the steam, and therefore the condensate which I get, okay, after the steam is condensed is pure, and therefore it can be used back inside the boiler as feed water. Okay, so the advantages here are that, again, as I said, the water basically condensate can be reused as feed water. Okay, it is more effective, and basically these are used for large power plant. But the disadvantages is that the cooling water required is high here. Secondly, the design is complicated and the initial cost is also high. So this is just a model of a surface condenser. Now let's come to the other, which is a little more simpler type. This is known as a jet condenser. Okay, so as we know, jet condenser is a mixing type of a condenser. So in this particular thing, it is very simple. So water, okay, basically there are two portions over here. So one is your steam which is coming, and the other one is water. So I have this water from the pool, okay, which is coming over here. There is a pump given here. So this pump will pump the water inside and it will go here. Okay, the steam on the other hand is coming from this side. If you can see, this is the steam which is coming inside. The steam will rise up because it is lighter, and it will try to come up. Water will go down. So basically there is a direct mixing of the water which is coming. This is the cooling water which is coming. The steam is getting upward, and there is a direct mixing inside this jet condenser. And because of that, both the mixture of the water and the steam condenses, and it gets collected over here. Okay, and then if the water is clean enough, this can be used as the feed water. But in most of the cases, if the cooling water used is not clean, then we cannot reuse as the feed water. Okay, there is also an overflow given here. So once the particular limit is reached in this particular hot well, then it gets overflowed and it goes back to this cooling pond. Okay, so this is the jet condenser, and the remaining steam, which is not condensed, will go out. So there is a small amount of steam which does not get condensed, that will be directly given out to the atmosphere, but most of the steam gets condensed, okay, by direct mixing. So as I said, the only disadvantage of a jet condenser is that because if the cooling water is not clean enough, and because of the mixing, the final output that we get may or may not be clean. So if it is not clean, then we cannot use it as a feed water. But the advantages are, it is very simple in design, okay, because of the direct mixing there is a better heat exchange between the steam and the cooling water, and therefore the water required is very less. The cooling water capacity required is less. Okay, the design is very simple, it is economical, okay, and it is normally used for small power plants, okay, where the boiler capacity is also low. So this is your jet condenser and this is your surface condenser, okay. So coming back to the manual, page number 49, so there is a surface condenser diagram given, so you can just have to label it, okay. Then observations and calculations, we all know what is the function of shell, expansion joint, tube support plates, tube sheets, tubes, water box and pass partitions, okay. So you have to just write down the function of this component, the materials used, we have already discussed that, okay, in the theory session. Tools that we are simply used, so like for example if you want to open the nut, obviously we will use a spanner, okay. For opening these screws we need a screwdriver. So, and if there are something which is tight, so we need a plier, a nose plier if there is something to be opened inside it. So these are the various things, and obviously as discussed, maintenance issues that you think, the regular cleaning of these tubes, regular cleaning of the shells, okay, anti-choking of all these tubes, all those are the maintenance issues. So in the results, we know that what is the significance, advantage and disadvantage of each jet condenser and surface condenser. Okay, we know that surface condenser is useful in most of the cases, but jet condenser is cheaper and easy in design. So that we have interpreted, and conclusion is that we have studied both surface condenser as well as jet condenser in detail. Okay, and there are some practical related questions which we have already covered in the theory class, so that you can write. There are 6 questions given, you are required to write any 4 questions. Thank you so much.